Hey everyone, and welcome to the Deep Dive.
Great to be here.
Ever thought much about the global kids' bicycle market?
Probably not top of mind for most people, I'd guess.
Right. You likely just picture, a simple toy.
A kid's first bike, maybe.
Exactly. But what if I told you it's actually a multi-billion-dollar industry?
And not just big, but really exploding, undergoing quite a transformation.
Yeah, today we're cracking open some sources, looking at some pretty incredible numbers and trends.
It's showing this market is way more significant, much more dynamic than you might assume.
So our mission today really is to pull out the key insights from these detailed figures.
That's the plan. Make sense of the sheer scale, the strong growth.
For what seems like such a straightforward product, a kid's bike.
Right, and get you informed quickly about the fascinating dynamics, why it's changing.
Okay, so let's unpack this, starting with the big picture. Globally,
The top line number.
in 2021, the kids' bicycle market generated, well, nearly $11 billion. That's 10,901 million to be precise.
Almost 11 billion. Staggering, really.
And it's definitely not slowing down. By 2025, it's expected to hit over 16 billion.
16,252.3 million, yeah.
With a forecast for 2033 that's truly
Yeah.
impressive, over $36 billion.
36,125.5 million. That's more than triple the 2021 value.
So let's talk about the growth rate. The compound annual growth rate, or CAGR.
Globally, it's about 10.5%.
What does a 10.5% CAGR, year after year for over a decade, actually imply about this industry?
Well, 10.5% sustained over that long. It isn't just good growth.
Right.
For a product like a bicycle, it's actually exceptional. It signals really deep, sustained demand.
So not just a temporary trend.
Not at all. It means the market isn't just getting bigger, it's kind of accelerating year after year. It suggests these bikes are changing, maybe moving beyond just being simple kids' items.
Becoming part of a dynamic, expanding economic sector.
Exactly. It sort of lays the groundwork for thinking about them as, well, more than just toys.
Okay, so that's the global view. Does this boom look the same everywhere, or are there regional differences?
Oh, definitely differences. Let's start with North America.
All right, North America. Our sources show that in 2021, the market there was roughly $3.65 billion.
3,651.84 million, yeah. A big chunk of the global total.
And looking ahead, it's projected to grow significantly to an incredible $11.6 billion by 2033.
11,601.1 million. That's a CAGR of just over 10%. 10.124% specifically.
It's still very strong growth.
Very strong. Now, if we zoom in a bit on North America,
Yeah,
the United States is, well, naturally a huge contributor.
makes sense.
It was over $2.5 billion in 2021. That's 2,579.41 million.
Okay.
And projected to reach nearly 7.9 billion by 2033.
Wow.
With a CAGR just under 10%, about 9.975%.
Okay, but you said there were differences. What about Canada and Mexico?
Right, here's where it gets interesting. Canada actually shows a noticeably higher CAGR.
Higher than the U.S.?
Yeah, over 11.2%, 11.283%. It's growing from about $750 million in 2021 to over $2.7 billion by 2033.
So faster growth proportionally in Canada. Any idea why? Different trends, maybe.
The data doesn't spell out the why, but, a higher CGR like that often points to maybe faster adoption rates.
Or perhaps a stronger cultural push for outdoor activities?
Could be. A stronger emphasis on healthy lifestyles, maybe. It suggests Canadian families might be investing in this trend even more rapidly.
Interesting. And Mexico?
Mexico is still a significant market, growing from over 320 million in 2021.
223.195 million.
Right, to almost $1 billion by 2033. 997.862 million.
But the growth rate is different.
Yeah, a comparatively lower COGR, about 8.4%. Still growing, but not quite at the same pace as the US or especially Canada.
Okay, so North America is definitely robust. How does this stack up against Europe, a region with, diverse economies, but also a strong cycling culture in many places?
Good question. Europe's market totaled nearly $2.7 billion in 2021.
2,681.65 million.
And it's forecast to hit over $8.5 billion by 2033.
8,525.62 million. So the TAGR is
About 10.2%,
Yeah.
10.268%, very much in line with North America's overall rate.
So similar overall growth.
Yeah.
But I imagine there are big differences within Europe, too.
Absolutely. Europe presents some fascinating contrasts. You see strong numbers from the big markets, obviously.
Like Germany?
Germany, yes. Over $635 million in 2021.
$635.55 million.
Projected to reach over $2.1 billion by 2033. That's a CAGR of about 10.6%, slightly above the European average.
And the UK?
The UK is also notable, growing from over $450 million
$450.743 million.
to nearly $1.6 billion, and its CAGR is even higher, 11.158%.
So higher than Germany's rate, too.
A bit higher, yeah. France also shows solid growth, around $405 million in 2021 to $1.2 billion by 2033.
It's here.
Almost 9.8%, so slightly lower than the average.
What about Russia? That's often considered part of Europe in market breakdowns.
It is here, and it has a considerable market, over $390 million in 2021, growing to over $1.1 billion.
The growth rate there?
About 9.2%, 9.272%, so a bit slower again, but still substantial volume.
Okay, so the big players are growing strong, some faster than others. Anything else stand out in Europe?
Actually, yes. What's really striking is the category labeled Rest of Europe.
The smaller countries combined.
Exactly. That group actually has the highest regional CGR, over 13.1%.
Wow, 13.148%. That's significantly higher.
It really is. It indicates rapidly emerging markets beyond those, traditional economic powerhouses we just mentioned.
So demand is really taking off in some other European nations.
It certainly suggests that, highlights that this isn't just a story about the biggest economies.
Fascinating. Okay, let's pivot now to the Asia-Pacific region.
Right.
APAC. This area shows really substantial revenue, nearly $1.9 billion back in 2021.
$1,874.97 million.
And it's projected to soar to almost $6.8 billion by 2033.
$6,787.08 million. Huge growth there.
And its CGR is impressive too, right? Over 11.1%.
Yeah, 11.197%. That's actually one of the highest CAGRs among all the major regions we're looking at.
So what's driving that high growth in Asia-Pacific?
Well, it definitely stands out. And you have some major players really powering that. China, for instance.
Dominant, I assume.
Oh, yeah. Nearly $600 million in 2021. $598.269 million.
Okay.
Projected to reach over $2.2 billion in 2033.
And the growth rate in China?
An 11.4% CAGR. Very strong.
What about India? Often a high growth story.
Even more rapid growth there, actually. India boasts a 12.355% CAGR.
Over 12%.
Yes. Projecting an increase from about $265 million in 2021.
$264.577 million.
To over $1 billion, almost $1.1 billion by 2033.
That is incredibly rapid growth.
Yeah.
What do you think drives that surge in India specifically? Is it rising incomes, urbanization?
That's a great point. The sources don't give us the exact why, but, that kind of exponential growth, over 12%, it often signals a combination of factors.
Like a booming middle class.
Very likely. Greater disposable income, certainly. And probably a growing awareness, maybe a cultural shift towards active lifestyles.
Even where maybe traditional leisure activities were different.
Exactly. It points towards a pretty significant cultural shift happening alongside economic growth.
Interesting. Any other hotspots in Asia-Pacific?
Southeast Asia as a whole also shows strong performance. An 11.56% CAGR across that subregion.
Also very high.
And Singapore is worth mentioning specifically.
Okay.
A market growing from over $220 million in 2021
$223.72 million.
to over $770 million by 2033 at an 11% CAGR. So another key area driving that overall APAC number.
Right. So Asia-Pacific is clearly a major growth engine for this market.
Definitely one of the fastest growing, alongside some surprising areas elsewhere.
Okay, let's guide you, the listener, through the remaining major regions then, starting with South America.
South America, right.
Its market size was nearly $1.4 billion in 2021.
$1,395.33 million.
And projected to reach over $4.5 billion by 2033.
$4,521.83 million. The CAGR there is 10.425%, so pretty much aligned with the global average.
Who leads the way in South America?
Brazil clearly leads. It was over $515 million in 2021, $517.5 million, growing to over $1.7 billion by 2033. And its CAGR is actually a bit higher than the regional average at 10.81%.
So Brazil's pulling up the average a bit.
Seems like it. Argentina and Colombia also make significant contributions to the region's growth.
Following similar patterns. Maybe increasing leisure spending?
That would be the logical assumption, yes. Reflecting broader economic trends in those countries.
Okay. Now, from South America's solid growth, let's turn to a region that might surprise some people with its rapid expansion here. The Middle East.
Ah, yes, the Middle East figures are quite striking.
They really are, aren't they? This region shows a particularly high CEGR, 11.66%,
That's higher than North America, Europe, and even slightly higher than Asia Pacific overall.
taking its market from over $839 million in 2021
$839.377 million.
to over $3 billion by 2033, $3,065.74 million.
That rapid expansion is very telling, isn't it?
What's driving it? Any specific country standing out?
Well, Saudi Arabia has the highest KGR within the region listed specifically at over 12%, 12.077%.
And the UAE.
Even higher. The UAE's KGR is pegged at 12.256%.
Wow, over 12% growth year on year.
It definitely indicates strong investment in, let's call them lifestyle products in those areas.
So it suggests that even in regions maybe associated with other types of leisure.
Right. There's a strong emerging appetite for family-oriented outdoor activities, investing in kids' active lifestyles.
Could it be driven by changing social priorities? Or even things like urban development, more parks, bike lanes?
Potentially all of the above. It points to a significant trend taking hold there.
Okay, one major region left to cover. Africa.
Africa, yes.
Now, despite currently being the smallest market among the regions we've discussed,
Which it is.
it still shows substantial growth. From over $457 million in 2021
$457.842 million.
to over $1.6 billion by 2033.
$1,624.17 million. And the CAGR is impressive too, almost 10%, 9.763%.
So even the smallest market is seeing nearly double-digit annual growth,
Exactly. Within Africa, Nigeria and South Africa are mentioned as the leading contributors.
reflecting growing recreational markets there, too.
Seems so. It just reinforces that this global trend isn't confined only to the most developed economies. It's widespread.
Okay, so let's try to bring this all together. We've toured the world, basically.
Covered a lot of ground, yeah.
What does this truly mean for you, the listener? We've seen this incredible global scale, nearly 11 billion in 2021, heading towards 36 billion.
And consistent, robust growth across all regions. Different paces, sure, but growth everywhere.
These numbers really seem to underscore a broader shift, don't they, in how we view something as simple as a kid's bicycle,
I think that leads to the key concluding insight from our source material,
which is,
that kids' bicycles are not just toys. They're part of an expanding lifestyle and recreational market worldwide.
not just toys, part of a lifestyle market.
Yeah. And that implies the market growth is driven by more than just, say, population growth or basic necessity.
Or just giving a kid a toy.
Right. It hints at changing consumer priorities, perhaps a more global emphasis on active childhoods, healthy lifestyles, things like that.
So for you, the listener, understanding these shifts, even in what seems like a niche area like kids' bikes,
It can actually reveal bigger economic trends, maybe even social trends unfolding globally.
it's like a lens to view evolving consumer behavior worldwide.
Precisely. It's a really fascinating lens, I think.
That is a great point.
Yeah.
So what we might be seeing isn't just kids getting bikes, but maybe a kind of global parental consensus emerging.
Around active lifestyles, outdoor time, perhaps.
Yeah, and that's influencing purchasing decisions for bikes in a way we might not have thought about before.
Could be. It's really quite surprising how deep a dive you can take into a topic like this.
The global kids' bicycle market.
Yeah.
The numbers really paint such a clear picture of growth and transformation.
Absolutely. Which leaves us with a final thought, perhaps.
Okay.
Given this really robust global growth, this consistent expansion everywhere, what are the underlying factors really driving this transformation?
Taking kids' bikes from just a toy to a significant lifestyle and recreational product worldwide.
Exactly. What broader societal shifts might these numbers be signaling beyond just, economic prosperity?
That is a powerful question to mull over.
Yeah.
What is it really telling us about changing values globally?
Something to consider.
Definitely. Well, thank you for joining us on this surprisingly deep dive today.
My pleasure.